I've long considered an automatic coupe door to be something of a luxury, but these days with my little ones and how busy we are, an automatic coupe door has become, I wouldn't say a necessity, but something that to me has been worth it. So I invested in an automatic coupe door, and today I'm going to do my darndest to install it on our chicken coop. I'm Kelsey from RoughAndTumbleFarmhouse.com, where every single week I share stories about farming, family food, and fortitude here on our 5-acre homestead in northern Minnesota. So automatic coupe doors are not cheap. They run anywhere from, I've seen as low as $45 up to about $200. The one that I bought was $200 plus shipping and stuff like that. I ended up getting one from Premier1. I really like Premier1's stuff for the most part. Their supplies are always really good quality and work really well. It was hard for me to decide oh, you are so smelly right now. What did you get into? Sorry. It was hard for me to decide which one to buy because there are so many options, and you know, everything you look at always has like kind of good and bad reviews. And so I went with this one just because it's a company that I trust. I couldn't find anywhere where it talked about how well it works in the winter. That's something that I noticed on some reviews, is people talked about that it wouldn't work as great in cold climates. We live in northern Minnesota, and sometimes here actual air temperature can be in the negative 40s in the winter, plus more with the wind chill. Oh, you are just so smelly. I don't know what, but so we're obviously in kind of early, or right now in late spring, kind of early summer. And so I'm sure it's going to work at least through the fall, and we'll see in the winter here. But I'm going to show you where we're going to put it, and I'll show you the one that we got. So our coop has several doors on it. Our coop also has several different kind of compartments inside. Primarily there's 4 of them that we kind of use. And so we also have it set up inside so all the compartments can be connected if you want them to, which is how we have it right now. We're not breeding any specific chickens or anything. So this is the door we have been using, but in the winter, right here, the snow and ice pile up a lot right off of the roof. So it will be kind of hard to get to. Even though we still use it in the winter, it's a little bit of a pain. Over there you can see it's shut because we're not using it right now, is another coop door that we used to use as our primary coop door, but this winter we got so much snow we could not get to it. So that was the first time that's happened, but in case that happens again, I think I'm going to put the automatic opener on a different door. So this is the coop door that I am going to be putting our automatic opener on. I think it looks a little bit wider than it's supposed to be, so I might have to make some adjustments there. Definitely have to take that other door off completely. And it's a nice spot here because it's just kind of off of our main drag where we come to do chores and everything. So it'll be really easy in the winter to just shovel a little bit extra to get to it. It's also on the side of the coop, so you see there's not a bunch of snow or anything that's going to be piling up there too much because of the roof. So I think this is our best spot to put it. So this is the one that we got. Here's the automatic door, and then it comes with a timer. I did spend more money also. It was a little pricier because this one comes with the option to plug it in. I really like the idea of having it plugged in rather than being worried that maybe the battery stopped working if we're away or something for the weekend. So I like the fact that I can plug it in, so that was, I think, worth the extra cost in my opinion. So I'm gonna dive into this thing and see if I can get it installed. So I just thought I'd show you too what this kit all comes with. So here it's got, this is the actual kind of motor, the opener that's going to work. This is the light sensor, so that way you can set it so that it closes kind of at dusk, opens at dawn. These are little pulleys that the string goes to where it attaches to the door, which is here. There's a hole for it. Various little screws. Here's the battery pack. Here's the plug-in that it came with. Of course, like I said, the door itself back there with the protective sheeting. And then here are the brackets on the side. So it really isn't that complicated in terms of the equipment. It has an operating instruction manual here, and then also has kind of a quick start guide as well. Okay, so right off the bat here, the opening that I have is too big, so I'm gonna cut this board down to make the opening a little bit smaller because it can only be, I think it's like 11 3/4 inches total gap. So, and mine is about 15 inches, so we gotta make it a little bit smaller. All right, so it's not super professional, but there it is. I've made the hole smaller, so now I'm gonna stick the brackets on. It's very specific. They need to be 12 3/4 inches apart on the outside edges. Okay, so I have added the brackets and the door, and it was a little bit of a snafu. It tells you exactly how far apart the outside edges need to be. And I did that and put it on, and somehow I still had too big of a gap. So what I did, thankfully my mom is here visiting, so I had her help a little bit, is I had this bracket affixed and in the right place. And then I put the door on and then put the other bracket on, but didn't have it screwed in place. And then just kind of fiddled with it until the door slid really easily and it was good. One thing I had to do with these extra pieces that I had added, they were kind of bowing out a little bit, so I had to screw them in further because they were pushing out and so the door wasn't sliding really smoothly. Another thing is these screws needed a bit that was kind of more of a square shape. So if you're like me and destroy bits pretty much on a daily basis, just keep that in mind if you're doing this particular model. And the other thing too to note is the holes here and here. So this one, the bracket, the hole should be towards the inside on the bottom, and on the outside the hole should be, or on the top the hole should be on the outside. So just a couple quick observations, but otherwise we've got the door in position. So I'm hoping this is the hard part. At least it's kind of putsy. I'm trying to get everything exact so it's smooth, or runs smoothly. The next thing is just going to be getting the box on the outside. Okay, the next thing that I had to do was just loop the string around the door and then install the battery pack. Had to be a minimum of 20 inches above, so I went like 24 inches above just so I made sure that I had plenty of clearance this time. So the top cover just kind of screwed off pretty easily. It's got big plastic screws, and then you have screws that go in there, and I don't have a drill with like the super long bit, so I just screwed them in by hand, and you put it on there nice and snug. And then I'm actually just going to do the battery pack to start with because I'm pressed for time, and also this coupe has a lot of different outlets in it and things, and I'm a little leery to be drilling a hole through my wall anywhere without knowing if there's electrical stuff back there. So I will add that on later, but for today I'm just going to do the battery pack install. So to install the battery pack, it literally just slides in right here, and then it connects right there, and already it's got a time on it, which is pretty cool. So I'll figure out how to set that, I'm sure, soon, but technically I think we're just about there. Okay, and then the next step was to put the light sensor in, so that I just connected right here and kind of bundled up. There's quite a bit of extra cord. It's supposed to be in direct sunlight, so I'm thinking they give you a lot of extra in case you need to have the light sensor be kind of sticking out different, but it just comes out the bottom. There's a little plug that you pull out, and then I just have it hanging right over here. Okay, so then you are supposed to have the door up kind of at the height you want it. Sorry, get my shadow out of the way here. At the height that you want it to be, and you loop this string around like 3-4 times, but don't tie it off. And then you press the down button just once. Oh, look at that! Unbelievable. I mean, this is riveting YouTube, right? Watching a door go at a snail's pace, but I mean, look at that! Da-da-da! So it is installed. We are gonna come back here at like 9:25 and watch and see if the sucker is going to close on its own or not. I'm very excited. This was one of my biggest goals that I had for the year, was to get an automatic chicken coop door installed, and I have one, so I'm really excited. I'll show you two things real quick that we have that I didn't use and where you would use them if you were going to. So the two things I didn't use, but I will eventually use this. This is the power adapter. It just plugs into a usual outlet. But like I was saying, I just am not comfortable drilling holes through my chicken coop wall without knowing kind of what's back there. And then these are little pulleys. So our coop, we had plenty of space to just set it up, the lift system right over top of the door. But if you don't have that and you have to set up your sensor box kind of off to the side, you use this system of pulleys to have it pull the door open. So I don't need these right now. I am just going to stick them somewhere in storage in case something ever changes with our coop situation, because they are nice to have. So I'm here. No one else is on camera because they don't want to be, but we're here to celebrate, hopefully, the successful closing of our chicken door. There's my mother's hand. Let's see how it goes. 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh!
This is awesome.
Go, 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 go. I'm shaking the camera even.
Woohoo! Success.
Hey! Cheers to chicken coop doors. Only $200. Couldn't recommend any higher.